Here's how you can cure your social media addiction in 3 simple steps. If you're looking to cure your social media addiction, you have found the right video. You see, I'm always on the lookout for ways to reduce my screen time and stop letting these big tech companies control my time and attention. What's up guys, this is AK, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. So I want to share with you 3 ways that I've found the most effective in reducing my screen time. Let's go. Okay, so if you want to reduce the amount of time you spend on your phone, there are 2 ways to go about this. Either you make social media unattractive for yourself, or you make it harder for you to reach social media. I'm currently working on a video about why social media addiction happens in the first place, so if you don't want to miss that out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Alright, I think that's enough talking and theory. Let's jump into the practical tips that I have for you. So in the past few years, Apple has added some really useful features to not only monitor how much time you're spending on your phone, but also add limits to certain apps. Before that, you had to download third-party apps to stop you from entering TikTok, but I'm glad you don't have to do that anymore. So of course you can set time limits, say 40 minutes of Instagram a day, and once you hit that time limit, Instagram will inform you that your time's up and will black out the app icon as a visual reminder that you're not supposed to be using it. There are of course ways to bypass it for 1 minute, 15 minutes, or completely if let's say you were in the middle of a conversation and bam, you've hit your time limit. Pro tip, you can start with a limit that's close to what you would usually hit, say 60 minutes, and then reduce the time limit by 1 minute every week. Or if you're looking to challenge yourself, reduce it by 1 minute every day until it becomes natural or you don't feel the urge to use social media as much. I used to spend an hour, 2 hours scrolling through reels, but ever since I started using this, I had to be mindful about rationing the time I have left, and eventually that leads to lesser time on social media. So that sums up tip number 1, app limits. Tip number 2 is removing all social media from your phone and using it only through the website. This could be either your phone or your laptop. The idea here is pretty straightforward. It's to make getting to social media more difficult. Think of TikTok as a train. Getting on that train is really easy, but getting off of it is extremely hard. So what if you were to not get on in the first place? That's what using the web version does. Every time you want to log in, you ask yourself, is it really worth my time? Also, the web version of many platforms such as YouTube is not as user-friendly as the app because companies want to push you towards using the app. So that's technically 2 ways in which you're making social media unattractive for yourself. I've actually talked about this in a previous video, which is also about understanding how social media affects our brain based on research. So if you want to check that out, link will be in the description below as well as at the end of this video. Alright, that concludes tip number 2. Let's move on to the final tip. The third tip, and possibly the most powerful one, is using grayscale. So this was a really interesting and slightly painful experiment that I did on myself for 2 months. You may or may not be aware, but deep inside your iPhone settings are these color filter options. For the longest time, I had no idea what that was for until one day I was watching this interview of Cal Newport, author of Deep Work. It hit me. This is possibly the most powerful way of making a phone less attractive. So for 2 months, I turned my entire phone to grayscale to test and see how it affects my screen time. And while I deleted a screenshot a long time ago, I can say that on average it saved me an hour to 3 hours of screen time per day. We don't always realize it, but the burst of colors and the vibrance of social media is part of the reason why we are so addicted to it. It's that constant stimulation that pulls you in, but at the same time, if that stimulation becomes a habit, that can be damaging. The only downside is that the filter is applied system-wide, which is both good and bad, because you can reduce the screen time for all of your addictive apps like Netflix, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. at the same time. And if you do need to see colors like picking a new restaurant, you can temporarily turn it off like I did. I've tried it and it's been by far the most powerful way to reduce my screen time. An added benefit is that with less stimulation, your brain feels a lot lighter and that will do wonders for your productivity. That's all for this video, a nice and short one. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.